Hello, my dears. Daniela here, and welcome to the Spa Marketing Made Easy podcast. This is a special Friday Spa Social Beats episode. I'm joined with Danielle Pastula, and we are talking about Instagram Reels. This has been either the most exciting or the most oh man, thing that's come out of Instagram in recent times. They've been pumping them out lately. They've got all kinds of new platform or new sub channels coming out, but Reels is what we're seeing so much of. And I think that this is a response to the overwhelming popularity of TikTok. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, my hunch, I'll never know, but my hunch is that Reels wouldn't have come out until 2021 if quarantine hadn't happened. And that's because a ton of people hopped on TikTok during quarantine because it was fun and lighthearted and just silly. And we all kind of needed that. And I think TikTok really blew up in that time. People had a lot of time on their hands, and this style of content takes more time. So I think there just everything was on TikTok's side when it came to being in quarantine. And Instagram went, oh crap, we got to get Reels out so that we're not losing all of our market share to TikTok. And honestly, TikTok and Reels are side by side comparable. The editing features are pretty similar. And that's where I think we may have touched on TikTok in our last episodes of Spa Social Beats because it was like people were really starting to use it. But I think if you were over there, it was a good thing because you got a feel for what the editing style was like, because Reels has definitely got a little bit of a learning curve to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do we need to be on Reels? Do we not need to be on Reels? Do we do Reels and IGTV? Like, what do we do?
I think Reels can be really beneficial for the fact that it's a new feature. And anytime Instagram sees your account hopping onto a new feature and embracing it, you're going to be rewarded with reach. It's just the name of the game. People who were really active on stories early on got great stories reach. I shouldn't say same with IGTV because they had a little bit of an issue with integrating that app into the Instagram platform, but they've now figured that out, which is why if you're doing IGTV, you're getting good views and good reach on IGTV. Reels, it's kind of the same thing. People are getting crazy engagement and reach because it's that new fun thing, and it's super concise and bite-sized, which is just making engagement go through the roof because it's easy to engage with. So I think the need question, though, it's like if you're at your bandwidth in terms of your time and capacity, and Reels is just like that one more thing that you're like, I cannot right now. It's not the end of the world if you don't hop on Reels till your bandwidth increases a little bit. And that can be or not. And if that means increasing bandwidth just by nature of having more time because you're spending more time on marketing, or maybe you're getting some outsourced help, then great, experiment with Reels. If not, it's not going to be the end of the world. But I think it's worth playing with because I think that nature of content is going to be here to stay. And I think if you can get used to the editing style with Reels, you'll also just feel more confident as a content creator.
Yeah, I think it's, as we're talking about this, what I'm thinking about in my mind is that, Instagram really was the pioneer when it came to making us better photographers, right? We got all these, you didn't have to know Photoshop, right, to make these really beautiful images. And now with videos, like the tools that they're giving you to create these reels, it's like almost like these, you see all the videos of people like jumping and their whole outfit changes, or like, how many videos have you seen like this? Like pointing at all the words, it's like, but to add text and things on video is a skill, right? Like you have to learn how to do that. It's not something that there's just been this super easy app that you can do. And now it's just included in everyone's thing. And so that's why, like, if I see one more of these videos, I'm going to be like, okay, come on guys, let's get a little more creative here.
Yeah. And that's, I think it's funny that you mentioned that, because as I've been reading up, all total honesty, I have not had time to really dive into reels from the back end perspective, because this year's been kind of a hard one as a mom and as a, working mom. And Reels was one of those things that when I saw it debuted, I was like, you will be side tabled till Q4 because this is not happening right now. But now that I'm there and I'm starting to get that bandwidth and I'm looking at it, the pointing videos are just not quite enough, because they're just, it's not
people
creative.
trying, and it's good for them. Like, I want to give credit where credit's due, because it is like, if you're out there testing things out 100%, that's awesome. But don't only do the pointing videos,
there's so much fun you can have with Reels, with, like you said, the transitions, with the changing clothes. And I think the best way to learn, especially just the creativity side, is actually just go watch Reels for a straight hour. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but just go into Reels and watch what people do, and save the songs that you hear that you go, oh, I like that song. You can click on the song and then save it, and just keep it in this little audio bank that's in your Instagram profile. That way, when you want to start playing around, if you ever do, you've got some songs you can work with. And it doesn't have to be there are people that are super into it with the clothes changing. And I'm like, I know that took you
There's
30
some doctor influencer that I follow. I can't remember her name, but she comes up in my feed all the time. She is all about the Reel. She is so good. She has so many on there. I'm like, does this woman actually practice medicine, or is she I'm like, how much work it must take to have a new Reels video every single day? She's got to have an entire team, but she's so
great. You can batch your Reels. So that is one thing that if you're like, okay, I want to leverage this new sub channel while I can, and it's hot, and try to make the most of it, and I want to learn this skill quick, set aside a chunk of time. And the way that people are batching them to make them look different is they're just changing their outfit, not necessarily on the Reel, but just, getting into a different outfit change. And then what you do is you just save it as a draft in your Instagram. And when you're ready to post live, you can just post live. Because that's the only thing now is with this style of content, there's no social media scheduler that lets you schedule your Reels. It has to be done natively in the app. And that's what's making it a little tough for the time-strapped, business owner. And that's where saving it as a draft is going to be your saving grace, in terms of if you really want to leverage this and you want to batch, that's how you're going to do it.
So the moral of the story, let me ask you this. If you're on TikTok, do you need to be on Reels?
If you're creating content on TikTok, I would say, yeah. I see a ton of people that just take their TikTok content and go post it over on Reels. I don't love that, because the TikTok watermark is in the videos. However, I'm sure if you went onto YouTube and it typed in how to get rid of TikTok watermark, someone has a workaround for it, I'm sure. But yeah, if you're creating content on TikTok, you might as well be doing it for Reels. And if that means setting up 2 mobile phones to do it at the same time, or an iPad in the phone, I'm all about working hard once. So
yeah. Very good. Well, if you guys are doing Reels, let us know, tag us, let us see them. Tag myself, tag Danielle, let us know what you're doing, what's working, what's not working. We're still kind of experimenting with Reels and seeing, what we definitively will recommend, because we see with any new, sub channel. I think IGTV, we've talked about IGTV. I think Instagram thought it was going to be different than what it was.
Yeah.
It's a great, we're finding new ways to use it, but it is certainly not the YouTube of, it's not going to take the place of YouTube. It's not going to compete with YouTube in the manner that I think they were kind of hoping or anticipating. I think Reels is really fun for the creatives. I really do. And it definitely does have that keeps your attention span when you see the people that are being super creative with them. So this could be, if you are a creative, if you like playing with video, if you have fun ideas, this could be a really great way to set a competitive advantage for yourself, but also like, do not let it freak you out or feel like, oh man, my business is over. Do what you do and do it well. And don't jump into anything without a clear plan or strategy of how that's going to work for your business, because all it's going to do is take away. You want everything that you do in business to be a revenue generating activity. And if you move into saying, I've got to get on Reels because everyone's on Reels and I need more organic reach, that's great. You always want more organic reach, but you want it to drive traffic to your business, right? It's not about the numbers or the views. It's, does that translate into business for your spa? So don't get hung up on that piece. Make sure that you have a strategy, a purpose, and intention behind everything that you're doing in social media. So Danielle, anything else you wanted to add about Instagram Reels?
When you mentioned, if you're creative, also if you have a creative person on your team, or if you have a kid who's of that age where like Reels, they just naturally know how to do it because I don't know, they just seem to know without ever opening an app before. Ask them for help. Like, they may be excited to help you out. And I know that was something I did too when I was kind of in a in-between job after college. And I just jumped into doing social because I wanted to do more of that type of work. And you never know who on your team might be a little bit more interested in marketing and would be happy to help with those things when they're not with a client, and they can be doing some work with you on that. Very good.
Well, we've got boatloads of more training inside of our Post with Purpose membership. We've got a special $7 for 7-day trial. I want to encourage you guys to check that out. Our whole core promise, our main training, is teaching you how to create a month's worth of content in just a couple of hours, but we've got a ton more in there. We've got live coaching calls that happen twice a month. And we've got all types of bonus trainings to help you know what the heck is going on with social media right now, because it does change so often. So we'd love to have you in there. Check us out with that special $7 for 7-day trial. We've got the link below this video, and we will catch you on the next episode.